Nyatash! No! No! Please don't! No! No! Let go of my yarn! Welcome back, everybody, to another episode. So this is part 2 of the Cake Train. This is a series in which I am collaborating with Fiberfloozy, Jill at Fiberfloozy Crafts, and also Daniel at Paw Pie Guys, which both of them will be linked in the title and in the description box below. Go check them out. This series is meant for us to collectively review, do one video first where we review, give our initial thoughts as a consumer, someone who has the yarn in front of us. And then the second video is going to be us creating a garment made with that yarn and then giving a post-usage consumer type of review and just thoughts and what our process was and also how we feel about the yarns after using them. If you haven't watched their videos, go ahead and check them out. And the idea is that you get 3 different opinions, 3 different garments, 3 different styles. And you're able to just, pick and choose whichever one you like or whichever resonates with you. And in total, you get 6 extra videos all on the same topic. So that's pretty cool when it comes to content here on YouTube. So there's 3 part 1 videos that we've put out. And then there's 3 now of the part 2 when we have completed our garment. Little recap. I used the Monstera anniversary cake. I have to be careful with this because after I finished my garment, I still have 2 more rounds of the color to go. If you want to hear what I think about, if you want to hear about details of the yarn and whatnot, watch part 1. But for right now, I'm just going to quickly talk about using it and my opinion as I was using it as a consumer. So pre-visual planning in terms of the garment that I wanted to make, I did this little drawing here. I got this little stash diving medal from Ken Yarn, so go ahead and check him out. He still has some of these skeins from the Olympics colorway that he did, and you get this nice little key ring. Anyways, I did this drawing here. Hopefully you guys can see it on camera. And the idea is that I wanted to create and I'll probably put a photo here if I can find it. There was a photo that I put it on my Instagram in which I created this very big kimono sleeves, obnoxiously loose silhouette. I sectioned this off in terms of making a large upper body. This might be a little bit longer, so it might reach all the way out to here and then all the way out to here, just because I wanted to go past the shoulders a little bit. Keep that in mind. And then I wanted to create a fake belt, you could say. So this is a section in which I'll be doing some ribbing here in the middle. Not quite sure how big I want to make that now, but essentially I wanted to put a belt into it in which I can decrease a little bit and cinch it at the waist. There's just going to be probably more stripes depending on how I feel when I go about it, or it'll just be a whole solid color. Because remember, I am using the anniversary cakes and then I am also mixing in a Karen crystal cake as well. So this garment is a mixture of anniversary cakes and the crystal cake. So wherever you see the dark lines, that's the crystal cakes, and then everything else is going to be the anniversary cakes. Except here, the belt might be all anniversary cakes, but up here it's going to be crystal cakes and anniversary cakes mixed together to break apart the thickness of the yarn. If I did my mental visualization correct, I should look really, really cool. So you guys ready to see the garment? All right. So this is the garment that I created using these yarns. Hopefully you guys like it. Let me hold this up. Bam! Bam! Check that out. So this is a bomber jacket inspired / kimono hybrid inspired sweater. I'm gonna insert some footage of me like putting it on and everything like that, and then I'll talk a little bit more about my process using it. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this on for reference. Super, super cozy. Really, really nice. All right, so this is a test on of the garment. This is what it looks like worn. sorry, hold on. If you pull it a little bit, I mean, I'm probably gonna make it just a little bit longer because I do have some of that crystal cake left over. But this is what it looks like on the body, which I think is really, really cool. This looks really, really great. It's nice and loose. I'll heighten my ends in a bit. But I really like this whole, I guess it's a bat wing types of sleeves thing going on. And if you notice, I did, and as I explained in the video, I went this way with the upper body. So all of this here up until the belt was going from left to right. We have completed the upper body chest plate. And so now what we're going to do, this is actually not going to be open. This is going to be closed down here. So it's going to create a long V-neck. We have two options here. We can either start here and join it and then go down the edge, join here, go through the back, come back here, join it, come back in the middle, and then you have closed off the waist. We're going to add about, I would say, 2 inches here, and that should give it a nice waist fake belt on this shape. And I did color control, as you can see, the anniversary cake a little bit. So I started off with this mint, which was the center colorway, and then I tried to see how many sections I could get, and it kind of ended on the 3rd one in the beginning. So I knew that I could get 2 rings per color. And when I did the neckline, I went ahead and I separated the other colorways, and then I just inverted the placement of the colors the other way. And then going here on the belt is the remaining of the 5 colors. So technically there's 5 colors that it alternates in the anniversary cake. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all of the colors in the anniversary cake are in the garment. And then the rest is just a triple crochet here at the bottom. And this, if you can see, is the basket weave ribbing. So there's just some ribbing there. It's every 3rd. There's 3 here for a couple sections, and then it goes down to 2 double crochets. So this is a triple crochet ribbing and then double crochet on the back, so that way it's nice and flat. And then it kind of, to decrease a little bit and to cinch at the waist, there are 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, but then it turns into 2, 2, 2, 2. It does go a little bit cinched as you work your way down to give you that nice little slimming effect if you are about that stuff. And yeah, it's very nice and loose, very chunky, very soft. I forgot how soft these anniversary cakes really are. Okay, so I did follow the recommended hook sizes for both of the yarns. The crystal cake is a size 4, and I recommended an H hook, which is 5 millimeters, and I use the Likey wooden hooks that I have. But as I was using it, in terms of hook problems with the yarns, it is a little bit pointy, these wooden hooks, but they're not really sharp. Nothing really hurts you or anything like that, because there are some hooks that, like the steel hooks, forget about it. If I catch my finger in that, or if it goes under my fingernail, it hurts so bad. But these hooks in general, they're pretty round, so they didn't actually split the yarn in any way. I think the most problem I had is just this crystal cake tends to, and you can already see it, it starts to pill a little bit, which I guess is fine because it gives it a nice like halo effect, and the more you're touching it and everything, the more pilly it's going to get. But I think that's fine, because then the silver glitteriness of it, you can still see it. It shines through. It actually looks really cool in person because you got a little bit of fuzz going on. And then you have the anniversary cakes, which is nice and solid and more thick. So in terms of splitting, I really didn't have an issue with that. In terms of squeakiness or anything, because some yarns make my hands sweat, I didn't have an issue with that at all. The tension seems pretty nice. It's not too tight and also not too loose. So the recommended hook sizes, I would recommend if you have a pretty good tension going on already. But if you are a little tighter, then I would recommend going up a hook size. And if your tension's a little bit loose, then I would recommend going down a hook size. But if you are kind of like me and you can control your tension as you're doing your garments, go with the recommended hook size. It seems to be fine. Now I will say it is labeled as a size 6, the anniversary cakes. I would not consider this a size 6 at all. It is a little bit thinner as you're working it, and I wish I had something to compare it with, but I know for a fact, I mean, my yarn's in the other room, I'm not gonna go get it. I know that with other companies using a size 6, because it is the same as their chunky cakes, which is size 6, but I've used size 6 yarns before. I don't think that this would be a size 6. I do think that this, especially using an L hook, I would not use an L hook for a size 6. Things that I do need to note is there's no wool in this. However, it's keeping me pretty warm. I will say it doesn't create heat or warmth. It just keeps you constant at a good temperature. So if you are worried about getting too hot, it doesn't make heat. It just like keeps you constant. So don't think that it's like wool and I'm pretty sure you can wear it outside. It won't probably make you warm, but it'll probably just keep you nice and snug if you do tend to go outside. I really didn't have any other problems with it. I guess I should mention I had 3 knots so far. So going through the colorways once, I had 3 knots. So I'm not quite sure how many more are in this cake in particular, but I think that's an important thing to note. Now, for those who use measurements or whatnot, the length from my shoulder to down to create the chest plate is 14 inches, and the belt is about 6 inches, but it's just 3 sections of each color, so 3, 6, 9. And then the triple crochet on the bottom is just to your preference. You could technically stop here and create like a crop top type of sweater, but I really like it. And as you can see, my shirt is still visible underneath, so I might add a few more rows of triple. In terms of other stuff that I noted while using it, like I mentioned, none of them made my hands really sweat. The crystal cakes did a little bit, so like if you do have oily fingers or if you tend to get sweaty palms, it will stick to your hands a little bit. Oh, an important thing. When you receive your anniversary cakes, it actually comes with this like tape band that keeps it together, and you get the center pool here in the middle. I will recommend do not remove it from the bottom. The reason why is because when I was separating the colors on the spinner, I noticed that the tape was actually holding onto the yarn, and it's actually keeping the structure of the cake here. So I would recommend not removing the tape at all from the bottom, because I think the stickiness of the tape is actually maintaining the structure of the cake. And the last time I did use an anniversary cake, I got so much yarn barf towards the end, like the last 2 or 3 colors. It was horrible because you constantly had to be careful about not touching the cake, not moving it and whatnot. So I would recommend don't remove the tape, and it'll keep your cake structure intact. Okay, so final notes. As I mentioned before, there's 2 more playthroughs of the colorways left over on the anniversary cakes. So for your price value, and I only use probably 97% of the actual cake for the crystal cakes. So see, some of the stuff with this yarn, I just like, you can really pull the stuff out from it. So just be careful with that. And it will get stuck on your hands if they're nice and sweaty. But it didn't make me sneeze or anything like that, although they're floating everywhere now. I think that they really do lend themselves to play along with each other. So if you haven't mixed Karen cakes together, I highly recommend you guys do that. Latte cakes with tea cakes, cotton cakes with Karen cakes, skinny cakes with chunky cakes. Do it, because it is the best time of your life that you're gonna have doing it. I have a rainbow hoodie that I mix with a latte cake and the rainbow skinny cake. Oh my god, it looks so good. And final notes, is it worth the money? Yes. Were there any defects besides the 3 knots in one section of the colors? Maybe, but that's not going to deter me from getting it again. The wooden hooks using the chunky cakes and the crystal cakes, I had no issues besides with wooden sticks. If you're not like pulling your yarn as you're working with it ahead of time, it does tend to hurt your wrist a little bit because you're pulling like from the cake. So I would recommend, just make sure you have enough leave. So the motion of you like pulling on it, doing this motion, like it will eventually start to stress out your wrist a little bit. No splitting. I could frog the crystal cakes and the anniversary cake very easily. I had a really great time doing this. So go ahead. I think that I'm going to end the video for now. That should be fine. But yeah, so once again, welcome on the Crate Cake train. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the journey that me, Jill, and Daniel are having. And Ash, actually, because Ash is now on Daniel's video. So they're really, really funny together. And you should go check them out. I won't tell you what the next cake is, but it's going to be a surprise and it'll be really, really good. So after you're done watching this video, go check out Jill's, go check out Daniel's, and enjoy the content that we're going to be putting out with the cake train. So I think that's it. That's pretty much it. So I think this garment turned out really well, and can't wait to see what else I'm going to use the rest of the yarn with. But for right now, I am creatively done. I feel accomplished, and I really don't want to crochet more using this yarn. I think I want to refresh myself and get some hand-dyed yarn and just use something with that. So yeah, that's it. That's my review, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below, what was your favorite part? What do you like of this garment? And if I get enough people asking for it, maybe I'll write out the pattern for you guys, because I did take notes when I was doing this. I just have to actually sit down and make the PDF and put it out for you guys. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, let's do some shout outs for our members. Let's start off with our Limon influencers. Thank you so much, Froggy Winna Knitting, Carrie the Yarny Elephant, Gilliam, Corey, Blanca Valtierrez, Cocktails and Crochet with Coco, and Karen Miller. Thank you so much for your support. I highly appreciate each and every one of you guys. And then the inner circle, let's go ahead and shout out Knit You, Liz Miller, Fiber Floozy Crafts, Teresa DePap, Tamara Milliard, and Ola Joel the Crocheting Sailor. Like, you guys have no idea that the support you guys provide for this channel is highly motivating, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And then just for our family members, Michelle, Daniel, Granny D, Susan, Lisa, Rose, Amanda, Lauren, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. And I will see you guys in our future watch-alongs coming up next year, and some exciting new crochet alongs that I got planned just for us. So consider joining if you are thinking about it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Whoosh.